Your morning blitz begins now.
Yeah, it's a Wednesday. It's going to be a high of 70, but we're going to get more rain showers off and on. Some storms could roll through as well. Are y'all set over there, Kelly?
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of fidgeting and moving things around.
My chair's weird, and one armrest is way lower than the other. I can't figure the thing out.
You do look a little...
I know.
You look like you need some
lopsided.
V8. Remember that old commercial? You used to walk sideways, and you drink V8 and you straighten back up.
Guys, I also have been up since 1:35 this morning.
Why?
My dog had to go out and puke, and then I came back in, laid down, and I felt like I heard like some weird sort of crackling in the wall by the outlet. And I was like, is that coming from the outlet? It wasn't. It was about a foot above the outlet, and I had my ear against the wall in the pitch black. And I'm like, what is that? It sounded like I don't know, something in the wall.
Like a little rodent or something?
Yeah, you got something scratching.
What is it?
Oh.
So then I couldn't
Did you wake
go
Charlie
back.
up or no?
No. I didn't. I would have if it was coming from the outlet.
Right.
I would have woken him up. But it wasn't. It was, like I said, about a foot above, and I could hear it, and then I kind of pounded or patted the wall with the palm of my hand, and it stopped. So I was like, yeah, that's...
Oh, there's something living in your walls.
Critter!
I didn't know if it was I don't know, if it was what are the things? Termites? That's all I could think. So then I was all jacked up, and I'm like, forget it. I'm getting up. I've been here for like 3 hours already
I hate
today.
when that happens.
Dude.
I don't think you're going to hear termites, though, are you?
I don't think so. Yeah, you got like a little varmint hanging out inside
It's
the
like
wall.
2 a.m. thoughts, man. I could have been anything.
Did you get woken up to the from the dog?
No, but he just comes over and kind of noses at me. Like, come on.
Your dog knows when it has to puke and goes...
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
This has been happening lately. I don't know why.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right. Anyway, get all you can out of me because I'll be up for about 2 hours here, and then it's going to be a crash. About 8 a.m., buddy.
Well, it is Talk Like Yoda Day. So, Kelly, why don't you take us in?
I don't know Yoda. All right. Tired, but woke up this morning tired I am.
There you go.
Is that it?
A little bit, yeah.
Something?
Tired I am.
Yeah.
Tired I am. Okay, you guys do it.
No. That's why we put it on you. Nick, how are you this morning?
I'm doing good, man. I slept like a baby. Well, no, again, I said that.
Good for you. I woke up at an hour before my alarm.
Yeah, it's
And it's just like,
I had that yesterday.
Yeah.
So.
Let's get the morning started. Blitz Morning Trivia. Think what you got for us today?
All right, $25 up for grabs to waterbeds and stuff if you're the first one to text in the correct answer at 99700. Mattel had huge success, obviously, with the Barbie movie. So now they're going to make a Barbie... not a Barbie movie. Now they're going to make another movie based on one of their classic games. This just came out. Mattel is making a movie based on this classic game. Tell us what the game is at 99700, and we'll hook you up with the gift card.
Hey, Vic, what's that answer for Blitz Morning Trivia today?
All right, the question was Mattel is bringing one of their classic games to another movie screen. Barbie worked out so great, so now they're going to make a movie of this game.
It's whack-a-mole-licious, 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 whack-a-mole-licious.
You never know when you've got a whack-a-mole.
I don't know what that is, how that looks as a movie.
Right. How are you going to make a plot out of whack-a-mole?
I imagine it'll be, some people versus, these moles will just
they
be
did
like
it with
trying
Lego.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm picturing it kind of like the movie Pixels with Adam Sandler, where the video games come to life and they have to take on the video games, so now they're going to have to take on a bunch of moles.
And you're probably going to have moles with names and personalities.
Right. Well, because you got to have the merch.
Right.
Obviously.
So, they are releasing a new He-Man movie, Masters of the Universe. That'll be June 5th, 2026.
They better not screw that up.
Like the last one?
Oh, God.
That'll be June 5th, 2026. And then a live-action Matchbox with John Cena and Jessica Biel. That'll be in the fall of 2026.
Okay, so that's going to be some sort of racing movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure enough.
But whack-a-mole?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know. We'll see. But William Weiss from Columbus was the first one to text in the correct answer, so he's got $25 to waterbeds and stuff.
All right, congratulations. Hey, if you plan on throwing a little party this Memorial Day weekend, you ever have the thought, you're like, I don't want to do it at my house. I don't want to take the chance of something getting broken. I want to get together with some friends, and we're going to throw a big old house party. So you know what we should do? We'll rent someone else's place and throw a party there. I know a lot of people have done that for Airbnb. And now Airbnb is yet again using their anti-party tech to put a kibosh on that.
What if you have a big place that you want to specifically rent out for parties?
I'm assuming I'm assuming that there might be some sort of setup where you can do that.
Yeah. Like
however,
these big places like in Hocking Hills or whatever, you are renting them for big weekend parties. Right?
But a lot of times it happens where you rent out your place not thinking there's going to be a party, and then there is.
Yeah, like Thick's old neighbors across the street, constant party, Airbnb, right? Remember this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, did they really?
Oh, yeah.
Constant parties.
People would just rent out the house and then throw parties.
Yeah, and it was weird because they'd be there. I didn't even know that
and
was
they
a
were
thing.
renting, right?
They were renting this house, and then they were using it as an Airbnb, but they were home while the guests stayed there.
No, I've stayed in places where the owner is home. I've done an Airbnb.
Oh, really?
And you rent the private room
think
or
that's
whatever.
odd.
It's not ideal.
Right.
I'll tell you that much. It's not ideal at all. But it does happen if you're looking for a cheap place to stay. And just because I remember I went to Philadelphia and just rented a room because I knew I was going to be out and about exploring. I wasn't going to be there except to sleep. So I was like, yeah, saved a couple $100 for just renting when someone else was there. But Airbnb does have technology and algorithms that will possibly block you from renting the place you want to rent because of this anti-partying tech. It's actually the fourth year they've done this, looking at things and a range of factors, including property type, how long you're staying, how far away you live, and whether the booking is last minute or not. So it might flag you, let's say, if you're booking a huge house at the last second and you only live a few miles away. And they're going to, basically decide that,
I gotcha.
I know what you're doing, and they will block the reservation. In fact, they prevented over 50,000 bookings last year.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Through their algorithm. And here's the interesting thing. Almost half of them were in 3 states, Texas, Florida, and California. And they're like, no, we don't want you throwing any parties. Because, I would absolutely be irate if I have an Airbnb and then I come back after someone checks out to clean up and the place is, destroyed or not cleaned up, or you could tell they threw a party. I would not be happy about that one bit.
It's kind of odd. I mean, you can go to a hotel and have a party, right?
Yeah.
Remember spring break when you're in high school and 2 students rent a room and then 25 people end up staying in it?
Yeah. The Kings Inn in Cincinnati on grad night, and we got kicked out.
Yeah.
I almost got let go from a radio job because on my 30th birthday, we had a partnership with one of the ski resorts in Colorado where I lived. And so my best friend came in from Texas, and 2 other guys, and the 4 of us they gave us a room. And then we skied all day, but we had a bit too much fun on the hill, if you will, and ended up doing a little bit of damage to the hotel room because we were sitting around. We had gotten a pizza and some drinks, and we're sitting there towards the end of the night, and we're all feeling funny. And I had a 20-ounce Diet Coke, and I took the cap, and the ceiling fan was on, and I threw the cap into the ceiling fan, and it went ting, 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 ting.
Yeah.
And we all laughed. And then I took the empty 20-ounce bottle. And I put it in the fan. Ting, 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 ting. And we all laughed. So then I took my shoe.
Oh, no.
The shoe goes flying across the room. And the final piece was the last piece of pizza that ended up in the ceiling fan.
What is wrong?
It hit the wall and just went right down the wall.
Okay.
Side note, pizza sauce stains walls. They have to repaint after that.
And so they
called
the radio station?
Yeah, I mean, the reservation was under my name. How stupid can you be, you idiot? You don't think they know where you worked when you made the reservation because someone called in a favor to get the hotel room?
Right.
But they didn't fire you.
They didn't fire me, but I had to pay a hefty repair bill for that hotel room. Yeah.
A hot tip, there are videos of people kicking balls into wind turbines. So it's just like a big version of what you did.
Yeah, it's a giant version.
A giant version of it. And
I
it's
don't.
really
Men
good.
are stupid. Why? It's just entertaining to watch a cap fly around the room
that is
and
entertaining.
almost hit someone.
Has to be alcohol involved in that.
A whole lot.
A whole lot,
Yes,
exactly.
of course. Don't do that. 99.7 The Blitz.
Not so breaking news. The news already broke. We're trying to put it back together.
All right, honestly, these could be the most terrible not so breaking news stories we've ever told you. couple of shootings took place. The first one coming out of Gilbert, Arizona. A man is in jail and could be spending quite a bit more time there after he shot someone at his house that he thought was intruding. The court documents show that the 911 call was made at 4:30 p.m. last Monday from a woman who's saying her husband was confronting a man outside their home and saying that she believed her husband thought the man tried to vandalize and steal from their trailer a few nights ago. She told the authorities her husband always has a concealed carry handgun on him. And then the woman said, yep, he just shot him. And as it turns out, that's exactly what happened when 28-year-old Wyatt Ford shot 51-year-old Manuel Vega Lopez. Here's the problem. Mr. Lopez was sent there by the homeowner, who is not this couple. They rent the house because he's a landscaper and was there to trim the trees.
Oh, no.
And this man decided to take matters into his own hands and shot the man.
Oh, God.
Because didn't want him on the property. Now, I will say, as someone who has rented plenty of times, if you're going to send someone over to the house, like as the owner of the house, call your renters just so you know. Because, I don't want anyone strange on my property. But my first reaction isn't going to be to shoot the man. I may ask a question or two, like, hey, what's going on? Oh, I'm here to trim the trees. Oh, I didn't call a tree trimmer. No, the owner of the house called me. Oh, okay, let me call my landlord real quick and check in just to make sure everything's on the up and up. That's how you handle that situation. Doesn't seem that difficult, right?
Seems a little trigger happy. You know, there's nothing like more violent. Well, no, I shouldn't say it that way. It feels very violating, though, when somebody's trying to, like when you know somebody broke into your trailer and somebody's ripped you off. You're really on edge.
On edge, right.
Like, that sucks.
Yes.
However, you cannot be that trigger happy.
No, you cannot be.
You can't.
Nope. Speaking of trigger happy, we take a trip down to Florida. WTF. What the Florida? Man in Florida has been arrested because he was getting pretty fed up when his Fort Myers home kept getting intruded by livestock from his neighbor. And he finally couldn't take it anymore. And turns out that for the fifth time, a cow wandered onto his property. So he decided to take matters into his own hand, where he lit the cow up with hot lead. Don't go shooting a cow.
Yeah, I hate this guy. A cow wanders onto my property, not once, but 5 times. That's 5 good days right there for me. I'm like, yes, finally, a cow.
And what if it was one of those, what's the name of those long-haired, hairy cows?
Ooh, they're real cool looking.
Yeah.
What
I
are
don't know
those?
about these.
Oh, what are they called? The guy, and sometimes they got smaller versions of them.
Highland cow.
Highland cows.
Yes.
That's it. Yeah, the furry cow.
Those
Oh,
are
look
cool.
at these guys.
Yeah. Now, this was not a fairy cow. The Highland furry cow.
I like a fairy
it
cow,
might be
though.
moo. No, it was not a Highland cow. It was just a regular old cow.
That is so crazy that you would shoot a cow. What is wrong with you, sir?
Right. I get it. Yes, you're angry the livestock is making its way. I mean, sure, I don't want to be cleaning up cow pies all over the place, but come on.
You know, there are goats down the street that get out of their enclosure a lot. You know what we do? We help them out. We help. We help the owners. We help get them back in their pen.
How do you help the goats?
Well, Charlie had to lift them over there, and they're tough. They're toughies. They don't just hang around and wait for you to pick them up. But he was able to guide them back into their enclosure one time. And then another neighbor was like, hey, the goats are out down there, and the owners aren't home. We're like, yeah, they just stick close to home. I think they'll be okay. Nobody shoots them.
Have you ever had Moses out when they got out?
When the goats got out?
Yeah.
No. Moses loves them.
Oh,
He's
does he?
totally obsessed with these goats. Yeah. Yeah.
I would want to put like a goat on a leash and walk it back to its enclosure.
How about a cow? I mean, come on.
Yeah, a cow on a leash would be pretty fun too.
Yeah.
Dude, these Highland cattle are unreal.
Aren't they cool?
They are,
Look at the
especially the little
babies.
ones. Yeah,
I know. They're so cute.
They actually look maybe kind of like a little brown sheep. The babies.
No baby ones.
Yeah.
That is your not so breaking news. 99.7 The Blitz. There's a question that has been floated, especially over the past many years. People have contemplated whether or not they would be able to survive a zombie apocalypse. Kelly, how are you feeling about a zombie apocalypse? Do you give yourself a winning record, or?
I give myself a 0 out of 10 shot at making it.
Okay.
I will absolutely be the first sacrifice because I do not want to live in that world. I saw The Walking Dead. No, thank you. I don't want to be fighting for my survival every day. Just send me over.
So you're just running into the pack of zombies, get it over with.
Yeah, you guys can take off. I'm offering to be the sacrifice.
Okay.
You guys take off running, I'm heading into the pack.
All right, I've always said, I don't have to outrun the zombies. I just have to outrun the person I'm with.
You don't have to outrun me. I volunteer as tribute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thick, are you surviving?
We'll give it hell.
Okay. All right.
I'm sure going to try.
Well, if you want to know where to go, Flash Picks, the sports betting website, has given you a little info on if you want to survive, because they looked at NFL stadiums and the survivability factor, looking at different things like the local area, number of large and small entry points into the stadium, the number of tiers and sections, and whether or not the stadium has a roof or even a retractable roof. And then other additional factors included sustainability, like whether or not the field can sustain to grow crops. Is it a real field with soil and dirt, or is it artificial turf?
Not many are.
Right, exactly. So, if you want to survive the zombie apocalypse, you need to head over to Phoenix. State Farm Stadium, there in Phoenix, is the most survivable. Let's see, they do give it 74.7% survival rate. If you're there.
So we're talking about settling in and living in this thing.
Correct. This is going to be your stronghold. This is going to be your bunker that you live in. Lambeau Field comes in second. 65.8%.
That's tough in the winter, though.
It is.
I'll take Phoenix.
Hey, to come in number 2 without a roof.
Yeah.
You figured you would want a roof for more survivability, because we've seen somehow zombies are really good climbers. I don't know how, but every single zombie apocalypse movie, they're really good climbers.
You're going to need sun to grow things.
Yeah, true.
So you want it open, I feel like.
You see how bleak your future is?
It's pretty bad.
Kelly just wants out.
Just give up.
Arrowhead Stadium, where the Chiefs play, comes in third. M&T Bank Stadium, Baltimore Ravens, comes in fourth. Huntington Bank for the Cleveland Browns comes in fifth. So we only have a 3-hour drive to make.
Again, some
What if
cold winter places, though.
You're not getting the Shaun of the Dead slow zombies. You're getting the World War Z fast
zombies,
Now,
right.
there is another
Another issue to
dire
worry about.
situation.
Yep. The Commanders in 6th, the Raiders in 7th, the Cowboys coming in 8th.
Okay.
That sounds about right.
You got
Yep.
You've got the Colts and the Steelers wrapping up the top 10. So
Kelly's so funny.
she is. a little toot there. A little attitude. You a little upset?
He knows I don't know football. I'm still dumping on the Cowboys.
Doesn't talk about football, but you're going to get a dig in on my damn Cowboys.
Actually, 8th place wouldn't be that bad, because you're still making the play. No, 6. You got to be in top 6, right? In each
Yeah,
conference?
top 7 in each conference.
So
you got to be,
Okay.
I mean, if you're looking at overall, you got 14 teams.
Carrie wants you to have fun living in Phoenix without air conditioning.
Well, I'd rather do
He's
that.
so right.
I'd rather be there than in Green Bay without
With the
heat.
Absolutely. 100%. I've been to both.
Yeah.
I don't like cold. I mean,
and you're from Michigan.
Yeah. Granted, I don't want 118 degrees either.
Yeah.
But living in Green Bay in February,
oof,
waking up to do a morning show and it was negative 27 out.
Yeah, and you're not going to have a furnace in the zombie apocalypse.
Probably not.
You're going to have electricity. You're not going to have, there's no air conditioning.
The flip side to that is you can always add layers and build a fire to get warmer. You can't take off your skin to get cooler. You can only get so naked.
Yeah.
Before you're like overheating.
True.
So, but are zombies? How do zombies react to weather? Like, are they more warm or cold weather type?
Yeah, I don't know. Do they freeze? Would they freeze to death?
No. It's a valid question.
I feel like they're warm weather situations there because, first of all, because you have to have like the squishy kind of sound when they're walking around, and that happens in warm weather. The smelly, squishy guts and all that.
Yeah, that's true.
I've never seen
or the rotting dead skin in the heat. But you just wouldn't know, like, if they're just being zombies or they're hot, because when they're zombies, they're like, and when you're hot, you're like, so you don't know which one they actually are. Are they just zombies, or is that a really hot person? Like, is that someone overheating, or is that a zombie? And then you kill the wrong person, and then you feel bad about it, and it just turns into a whole mess.
I think the Kansas City Stadium might be the ideal location, because you are going to get a little cold in the winter, not like Green Bay cold,
right?
And
you can enjoy some delicious barbecue too, right?
Guess who's not dealing with any of this?
Kelly Quinn.
Kelly is the barbecue. 997 The Blitz.
And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
A 24-year-old man has been arrested after authorities say he posed as a teenage student at a Northern Ohio high school for more than a year. Anthony Emmanuel Labrador Sierra claimed to be 16-year-old Anthony Labrador when he enrolled at Perrysburg High School in January of last year. He had an Ohio driver's license and a social security number and was enrolled as an unaccompanied minor who had been given temporary protected status. He even joined the swim team. Police say that Sierra is from Venezuela, but had overstayed his visa and was able to concoct this story about being an unaccompanied minor. He was even living with 2 adults who were serving as his legal guardians. They're the ones who end up contacting authorities because they received a call from this guy's mom who said, no, he's not 16. He's 24 and he has a kid.
Wow.
So they called police. Now they have arrested Anthony Labrador Sierra and charged him with felony forgery. He's being held in jail on a $50,000 bond.
That's like 21 Jump Street.
Yeah. Oh, I loved that show.
Like
that was
you're
good.
24 and you look young enough to actually pass as a 16-year-old.
He does look
That's
pretty
crazy.
young. I saw his mugshot. A Texas man was executed last evening. 13 years to the day that he smoked $100 worth of crack, went into a convenience store in a Dallas suburb, walked up to the 76-year-old grandma who was working there, poured lighter fluid over her head, demanded money. He grabbed the cash from the register, then set her on fire and calmly walked out. Now, there's partial surveillance video of this, and the victim, Nancy Harris, she lived long enough to be able to describe him. So there was never any doubt about who did this. She died a few days after the incident, and during his trial, he admitted to the whole thing. He said he didn't know what he was doing because of the crack. Nancy Harris, again, grandmother to 11, a great-grandmother to 7. She'd been working there about 10 years, lived right down the street, and that's how her life ended. So they put this guy down last night.
Did they pour lighter fluid on him and set him on fire too?
Right. A maintenance worker at the New Orleans jail where those 10 inmates escaped has been arrested and accused of helping the inmates get out. 33-year-old Sterling Williams was arrested and booked yesterday. It's believed he shut off the water to a toilet to help clear the way for the inmates to escape. Those prisoners were able to get out after ripping the toilet off its hinges. Williams is facing 11 criminal charges, and 4 other jail employees have been suspended during this investigation. And still, only 4 of the 10 inmates have been recaptured. Still 6 of them out there since last Friday. I'm almost kind of rooting. I don't want to root for a murderer. I don't know what they did wrong.
Some of them were.
I got to be careful who I'm rooting for, but I don't know. It's weird. You know, they are having a good life.
Yeah, I'm rooting for the guy who had a pound of weed on him.
Yeah.
If you make it across the border.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like you don't have a good life, though, when you're on the run. That's a pretty grim life. So, yeah. All right. Those are your 3 things.
right, here's a question for the couples out there. 800-821-9970 or 99700. And, of course, both of you can answer because you've both been in long-term relationships. Do you have a deal with your spouse? And think this might fall under your hobby, and I know it falls under my hobby, although I love when Nora comes to golf with me. She always plays caddy. She makes the drinks. She brings a book. She enjoys the sun. It's my favorite. But like I've mentioned before, like, I want to get together with the guys. I want to find my little foursome here. And, you know, when you go to golf, it takes up 4 to 5 hours. Right. Maybe even a little bit longer if you stick around afterwards at the 19th hole and have a cocktail or something. And thick, same thing with fishing.
Oh, I can sit on the lake for 12 hours.
Right. So here's the question. Do you kind of have a deal? Because I saw someone, a golfing buddy of mine, who had a deal with his significant other, his wife, that if he went golfing, let's just call it a 5-hour golf trip, that at some point that week or in the, you know, in the not too distant future, she got to go to the pool for 4 hours without the kids.
Okay.
So if you're going golfing, I get my 4 hours at the pool. So do you have any kind of like deal in place with your significant other where it's like, okay, if I'm going to do this, then I want to do this? Is it like that at all for you, Kelly?
Not really. I mean, if he'll go once a year with his brothers, and they'll go up and fish for walleye or something on Lake Erie. So they'll do a charter, and they'll have a day and a night at my brother-in-law lives in Cleveland. And I love it when he does that because it's great family time for him. I hate being in the house overnight alone by myself, but I do love when he gets quality time with the people he loves hanging out with the most, right, because he never does anything like that. So I guess our life isn't such that we're leaving all the time and each of us has some separate thing we're doing for multiple hours. Okay. But I get the trade-off because if there are kids involved, it's like, yeah, no, I'm going to take a break on Saturday to golf, and then you can take a break on Sunday to go do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Like, let's trade that way.
Kyle said deals are huge in our house, especially during hunting season. I help with the laundry, dishes, and stuff, and get things all set up so there's not a lot to do when I go hunting. She usually has a list for me, and it's like, all right, well, here's what we're going to do. Vic, anything when it comes to fishing? If you're going to be out of the house for hours and hours?
No, usually if I say I want to go fishing, she says, so go fishing, because then she gets the house to herself. But also, like Kelly said, we don't have kids now. We're empty nesters.
Yeah.
That makes a huge difference, because if you got kids, you know, you can, like right now, we can both go do whatever we want. So, and there's just no reason to make a deal. We're free to go anytime, anywhere. You know, she can go do whatever she wants anytime she wants. And the only thing is you know, I've got the stuff that I take care of at the home. She's got stuff she takes care of at the home. You know, I do like the yard work stuff, so long as the lawn's mowed and the things that I need to take care of are taken care of. Yeah, I can go anytime I want.
We deal with Moses every now and again.
Oh yeah,
because he's a pretty big responsibility.
A kid. Yeah. That's like having a kid.
Yeah, and if I've got a lot going on, Charlie's like, don't worry about it. I'm getting home early. I've got the dog. You know, and then I'm like looking for a way to return the favor at some point when he's got a lot going on. So we do a little bit of that. And
Mary agrees. She says, my hubby and I don't have any quid pro quos, but it's fair when you have young kids. Yeah, I think that's going to be a huge game changer for sure.
So you and Nora, you don't really deal like that?
No, really don't. Well, again, we have now entered the realm where with a 16 and 13-year-old, they're kind of self-sufficient, so don't really have to do it. And you know, I know we've all said this before. We are all in agreement that basically our significant others are our favorite people in the world.
Yeah, we want to be with them.
So we want to be with them.
Yeah.
So I remember, like, last time I had to leave, I went on this bachelor party trip last summer for 3.5 days, and it was like, well, yeah, I want to go on this golf trip with my guy friends, but at the same time, I don't want to go on this golf trip for 3.5 days because I don't want to be away from you for 3.5 days.
You're giving up something as well.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but I would love to know. 800-821-9970 or 99700. Do you have a deal with your significant other? It's 997 The Blitz. So I was thinking about this after I saw a post from a friend, a fellow golfer, who mentioned that when he goes to golf, you know, 4 or 5, sometimes even 6 hours if it's a slow round and you're hanging out and talking with your buddies, and it takes up a lot of time. So he has a deal with his wife, where if he goes golfing for 6 hours, she gets to go to the pool kid-free for a chunk of hours and hang out and relax. And knowing that, I'm a golfer, think you're a fisher, so fisherman, that can take you out of the house for hours at a time. So do you have some sort of deal with your significant other? A quid pro quo, if you will. And the texts are rolling in. Saying, let's see here. Aaron says, hey, me and my partner have 3 cats, and our trade-off is I do all the dishes, and she takes care of the hairballs and cat puke because I have a very weak stomach.
I like that trade. That's fair.
That is a good trade.
Listen to what a guy Joe is. He says he works 2 jobs so his wife can be a stay-at-home mom. They have a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old, so once or twice a month, Joe makes sure that she has a day to go get her nails done, have a good day to enjoy for herself, and he stays home with the kids. It's good for her to have a break, and it's good for me and the kids to have a fun day with Dad.
There you go.
So great.
Absolutely. Brian says in the summer, my wife will go to the pool with her friends, and I'll go ride my motorcycle on the weekends, and we meet up later for dinner.
Fun.
Yeah.
It's a great little trade-off.
Now, Jeremy thinks that couples where each person has an individual hobby that requires them to be out of the house for hours, he says chances are they're both sleeping with someone else.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Chances are.
Yeah, I feel like you can't. I mean, anybody who golfs or goes fishing or plays tennis or I don't know. That sounds like a little bit of a stretch to me.
That's like saying you can't have a hobby or you're cheating.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I don't know, Jeremy. I would like to know a little bit about your history, though. I feel like maybe there's something really bad in there, and I feel bad.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Because I'll tell Nora straight up, hey, I'm going to put my balls in holes, so I'm gone for a few hours. I don't know exactly what that means.
Casey says, I do whatever I want, whenever I want, and so does my husband. However, we still spend 95% of our time together. That sounds like Heather.
That's us.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
funny thing about
with
Heather, she'd rather curl up with a great book than go anywhere. So
she has no problem with you going fishing because she can chill on the couch and just
she'll
relax
read her book and have
a
a nice nap. She loves it.
Yeah, absolutely. 800-821-9970 or 99-700. We'd love to hear from you. It's 99.7 The Blitz. Man, let me tell you, the excitement is building as we creep closer and closer to the weekend. Of course, Memorial Weekend. Hopefully you get that extra day on Monday. And it is the unofficial start to summer. Getting ready for the move. Are you guys going to come to the housewarming / barbecue that I'm going to be throwing?
Oh, yeah.
Because, man, I
mean, it's during the day, right? Because, I go to bed like 7, and I don't care what day it is.
I was about
Friday,
to ask what
Saturday.
time it's starting.
Matter?
Yeah.
Yes, it will be.
We'll do a matinee?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yep.
I'm there.
It'll be like a Saturday afternoon kicking off at like 1, and then people will stick around as long as they want to stick around. So if you want to leave by 1:23, Kelly, then it's fine.
I got a shower.
Shove
before
a
bed,
burger down your gullet and then head on your way.
So it'd be a bring your own meat type situation?
No, I wouldn't do that.
Why not? You just moved here. Let us give you our meat.
Well, I
I'm
cannot
not.
wait to put your meat in my mouth, Kelly.
I'm staying out of this.
No, but we did do last time we moved a few years ago. When we moved to our house. I had never heard of this before. I was actually kind of embarrassed to do it, but Nora was all about it, and it actually worked out really well. We did, because in our house up in the Detroit suburbs, we have a bar in the basement, a built-in bar. And so we did a stock the bar party, which I had never heard of.
That's kind of fun.
You're asking people to bring a bottle.
Bring a bottle of booze.
And then they would stock the bar.
It's like bringing a dish.
It is. I just had never heard of it. But I'll tell you what, we ended up with a lot of cool stuff.
I bet.
Love it.
Yeah. So we might do that again, but I'll provide all the meats and stuff for the barbecue. Because it said there's a new survey. 64% of people say you need to bring something to the cookout.
Yeah, I agree.
You agree?
Bring a dish.
Bring a dish?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm so excited to get the grill set up at the new place, and just I don't know if I want to do some like Blackstone type stuff, or if I want to do like some grill stuff, or if I actually want to smoke some meat. What's your preference?
Can you?
It makes no difference to me.
Okay.
At
Can you
all.
do some great fall off the bone ribs?
I can.
I'm all in for that. But don't that take like 15 hours
No.
to smoke them?
No.
Listen, this
Get
is
it
a guy
done.
who's just moved an entire household. Why don't we make it easy on you? Just do burgers
Yeah,
and
it's
hot
fine
dogs.
too.
Yeah.
I'm good with that
Burgers
too.
and dogs.
But I'm a huge fan of it. I can get them done in like 5 hours. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, you can go a good 8, but
I thought to get that where it just like they just
No.
fall right off the bone.
no,
you can still do
get
that
them-
in 5 hours.
Yeah, you can still get them done
Thick,
in about 5 hours.
you'd give him an honest review, I believe.
Absolutely.
I know you would. So you'd work for 5 hours and he'd go, this needed another 5, brother.
Which is fine.
I'm still looking forward to that rack of lamb.
Yeah, that's going to be good too.
Yeah,
That's gonna be good
I'm looking
too.
forward to that.
I saw that Costco, I don't know if it's real or not, but I saw that Costco had their A5 Wagyu like on a huge sale.
Oh, was it just about to turn?
Maybe.
The manager sale tag?
Right. I couldn't believe it. I might have to run up there today and see if that's real or not.
Yeah.
Anyways, I bring that up because we have got some fun summer questions. We're going to play Match Game. We've got tickets up for grabs for Stained and Breaking Benjamin. They are going to be at the Riverbend Music Center down in Cincinnati this Sunday. If you want to go, we need 2 contestants right now, 800-821-9970, and we are going to give you a chance to play and win for those tickets. We got our contestants here? You got them on hold?
Well, I got one calling in right now.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, give us a call, 800-821-9970. We're going to play a song. We're going to come back and play Match Game. Yeah, let's do that. And your chance to win those Stained and Breaking Benjamin tickets next, 99.7 The Blitz. All right, let's play the Match Game. Tickets up for grabs, Stained and Breaking Benjamin this Sunday at the Riverbend Music Center in Cincinnati. We have got Troy on the phone. Troy, good morning.
Good morning.
And we've got Madison on the phone. Hi, Madison.
Hey, guys.
All right, very simple. This is how the game works. I'm going to read a sentence. It is a fill-in-the-blank sentence. We are then going to give Kelly and Thick a second to write down their answers on what they would fill in the blank with. I am then going to ask each of you your answers, and if you get a match with either Kelly or Thick, you get a point. Person with the most points is going to win. So, here we go. Pen and paper ready? Kelly, Thick? Good
Ready.
to go? Okay.
Good to go.
First question.
Yes.
Here we go. Troy and Madison, listen closely. Don't say anything until I come to you. Here we go. Now that the unofficial start of summer is almost here, Kelly can't wait to go blanking again. Now that the unofficial start to summer is here, Kelly can't wait to go blanking again. Kelly and Thick are writing down their answers. Troy, we're gentlemen, so we're going to let Madison go first. Madison, fill in the blank. Now that the unofficial start to summer is here, Kelly can't wait to go blanking again.
Oh, gosh. Swimming.
Swimming, okay. And Troy, what do you think?
Biking.
Biking, all right. Well, let's start with you, Thick. Now that the unofficial start to summer is here, Kelly can't wait to go blanking again.
Sheet music shopping.
Oh, I love it.
Sheet music shopping in the summer. Okay. Kelly, it's officially on you. Now that the unofficial start to summer is here, you can't wait to go blanking again.
Napping.
Napping again. All right. No matches on that one. To move on to question number 2 for Match Game. Here we go. Thick has written a book for summer reading by the pool. It's about a gynecologist that used to be a cop. He starts every exam by yelling blank. Thick has written a book for summer reading by the pool. It's about a gynecologist that used to be a cop. This gynecologist starts every exam by yelling blank.
Oh.
Thick and Kelly are writing down their answers. What would a gynecologist that used to be a cop yell out at the start of an exam? Troy, we start with you this time. What do you think? What does he yell?
I'm here and ready.
Oh.
Okay. Madison, what does a gynecologist that used to be a cop yell out to start an exam?
Open your books.
Open your books?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, open your books. All right, Kelly, let's start with you this time. Thick has written a summer book for reading by the pool. It's about a gynecologist that used to be a cop. He starts every exam by yelling...
Freeze.
All right, no correct answer, no match there. Thick, what do you think?
Well, he used to be a cop. Now he's a gynecologist.
I hope you and wait, let me write down my answer. I want to see if I get a point on this one.
All right,
hold on. I'm going to write down my answer. Okay.
I mean, isn't there only one answer to
I
this?
think there's only one answer to this.
Spread 'em! Oh, man.
No matches. Okay. All right, on to question number 3. Can we at least get one match for match game? Final question. Here we go. Blank is Goose's favorite thing to put in his mouth in the summer. Blank is Goose's favorite thing to put in his mouth in the summer. Kelly and Thick are writing down their answers. See if we can get a match here. Blank is Goose's favorite thing to put in his mouth in the summer. Madison, back to you. We start with you. What's the blank?
Hot dogs.
Hot dogs. All right. Let's see here. Troy, we go to you. Blank is Goose's favorite thing to put in his mouth in the summer.
Chocolate cake.
Chocolate cake.
Oh, okay.
That is great. Give us chocolate cake. Thick, we go back to you. Blank is Goose's favorite thing to put in his mouth in the summer.
Well, I was down to 2. I was going to say bunny, but then I decided on Captain Morgan.
Captain Morgan is a good answer. Both very good answers. Both very, very good answers, but no matches. Kelly, are we going to get 1 point, one match for this today?
No, I said you like to walk around with a golf tee in your mouth.
A golf tee in my mouth. Man, 0 matches whatsoever.
The struggle is real.
Should we do a tiebreaker?
Let's do a tiebreaker.
All right, let's do a tiebreaker real quick. Let's go with. Oh, this is funny. It's already on the sheet.
Okay.
Just 2 words. That's it. See if we can get a match. Blank bunny. Blank bunny. It's on the list right here. They are writing down their answers. Blank bunny. Troy, back to you. Fill in the blank. Blank bunny.
Hot.
Hot?
Yes.
Hot bunny.
Okay.
Hot bunny.
Okay.
I've got one of those. Madison, what do you think? Blank bunny.
Blue bunny.
Blue bunny. Okay. I like it. Thick, we start with you. Do we have a match? Blank bunny.
No, I said Easter bunny.
Okay.
I mean,
yeah, fair enough. All right, Kelly, on to you.
Well,
Blank bunny.
I'm pleased to say that I am in love with ice cream, and I said blue bunny.
We have a match.
Oh my gosh!
Kelly got a point.
Woo!
Very nice, Madison. You do get a point. Here's the deal. I think we've got enough tickets. We'll hook you both up, okay?
Oh, yes, nice.
I don't want to sit that for
Nice.
nothing. Troy and Madison, you are both going to be down in Cincinnati to see Stained and Breaking Benjamin this Sunday, okay?
Yes.
Thank you. guys.
Absolutely. You hang on the line 1 second. Blue Bunny is some good ice cream.
Wow.
I remember them. I remember because they blew up not that long ago. It's probably about 10 years ago that they really exploded. Like they came because they're from Texas, I believe, is where they're based out of, and they expanded up to Colorado, and people were losing their mind over Blue Bunny ice cream.
They have really good ice cream sandwiches. Oh,
Really?
yeah.
I'm a fan of an ice cream
Ooh,
sandwich.
they're good.
I'm going to have to check those out. All right. We will have more tickets for Stained and Breaking Benjamin. I believe we're doing them tomorrow because the show's on Sunday.
Yes.
So we got to get those tickets out there. We will do it yet again tomorrow on 99.7 The Blitz.
And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
But you may smell a strong smell of kerosene in parts of Whitehall this morning. Hazmat crews have been on the scene of a fuel spill. Fire officials say roughly 2,500 gallons of kerosene leaked as it was being transferred into a rail car yesterday evening near Robinwood Avenue, and it poured into 2 nearby creeks. Columbus fire officials say there is no immediate danger to the public, but people should stay away from the water and definitely do not light a match attach or anything. Well, can you imagine saving up for your dream vacation to Hawaii? You're sitting in the plane, you're ready for takeoff, and some idiot in the cheap seats makes a bomb threat. That is what happened yesterday in San Diego. A Hawaiian Airlines flight with nearly 300 people on board had just detached from the jetway and was on the tarmac when a passenger was overheard making the threat. So the pilot called the police, then taxied the plane to a safe location. Police and the feds arrived. Everyone was deplaned. A 35-year-old man named John Stay was arrested. He's described as a member of the military. The plane was thoroughly searched. And 6 hours later, everyone was back on board and took off for Honolulu. 6 hours of your vacation.
You're going to take up 6 hours of my vacation.
You should have been in Honolulu already. And instead, I am sitting here like a dummy. Oh, my gosh. Anyway, that drives me crazy. All right, the city of Columbus is in some pretty big trouble for granting a permit for a carnival in the parking lot of Eastland Mall, just yards away from where demolition crews were actively working to tear down the old mall. They're working in the old, tearing down the old Sears building. And so they're there doing the demolition, and all of a sudden, somebody sets up a carnival, rides and everything. Then people start coming to the carnival. Kids, all that. And in fact, multiple children were seen trying to get into the partially demolished mall.
Oh, no.
It was totally unsecured. This is a complete, like I said, demolition site. And the carnival owner was asked, do you have any kind of like a permit? And he said, yes, indeed, he do. And
right.
Here it is, signed by the city and the owners of the mall. What happened is they were supposed to run it by the environmental court judge named Stephanie Mingo. Judge Mingo, she signed an order last year requiring her explicit permission before any event could be held on this particular property. They love to hold events at the old Eastland Mall property. And she's like, listen, you want to do that? From now on, you need my explicit permission. It's too dangerous over there. Well, they forgot that step. So now she's like, okay, well, we're going to be handing out some sanctions.
Oh, no.
Yeah, do you believe it? Nobody was hurt, but, I mean, if I'm a kid and I'm at an old, partially destroyed mall, you bet your bottom dollar I'm trying to get in there.
100%.
Yeah, that's the best part of the whole carnival.
Right.
Yeah.
So
want to explore in an old abandoned building?
Yes, thank you.
Sure.
So the carnival owner shouldn't be.
No, he had all the right paperwork. He was fine. All good. Anyway, those are your three things.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. I truly believe that there is no way we are the only ones in the entire universe.
No chance.
There's just no chance. And I don't know what that looks like when and if something is discovered or does happen. I don't know if it's some sort of advanced civilization or just some life form.
Yeah, I don't know if it can get here.
Right.
Any more than we can get there.
But this is another step in that direction, because during routine swabbings of the Chinese space station, they have discovered a new, previously unknown microbacteria not found anywhere on Earth. In space. Like, excuse me? Not only that, this newly described species can break down gelatin from nitrogen and carbon, helping it endure the harsh conditions by forming like a biofilm over itself to help it survive the harsh conditions of space.
Wow, so it's adapted.
Right. What? It can create its own spacesuit by absorbing gelatin from nitrogen and carbon?
It's like the aliens in Independence Day. They had that
shell over them.
So they found this just in space, or was it like a stage 5 clinger on their spaceship?
Well, it was found inside the space station when they were doing swabs, and they obviously test the swabs. They're worried about astronauts' health. They got to keep things, clean, and so they constantly are checking.
That bad boy was trying to come back to Earth.
I think back to Earth or get to Earth?
No, not back. Yeah, get to Earth to start populating.
That reminds me of the movie Life with Jake Gyllenhaal and Ryan Reynolds, where they find this little thing, and then it just starts to grow and grow and grow, and then they find out each cell of this alien is is all three. It's muscular, skeletal, and it's nervous system. And so it's like super strong. And then, man, you can't tell me something's not up.
It might be like the Blob, where it just kind of rolls over you and absorbs you.
Yes, exactly. And then it just grows from there, where it disintegrates you from the outside, and just
What's that like few minutes or hours inside the Blob like, where you're being disintegrated?
I feel like it's like drowning. Can't breathe.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, crap. Now I'm getting anxiety.
Do you?
I don't want to be rolled over by the Blob.
Do you? I don't want to be rolled over by the Blob. I had that happen one Saturday night in college.
Is that your experimental phase?
Yep, sure enough. Felt the same way. It was suffocating. It was all wet and weird.
Oh,
Anyways, they're unsure if this bacteria poses a threat to the Chinese scientists. They are continuing their examination. I cannot believe you find a microbacteria that is not of this planet. I can't even fathom what that would be like.
Yeah.
Like, you're running the test, you do the swabs, and you're doing your test thinking you're going to make sure the dirt and the dust or whatever it is you're swabbing for, and then you come across some weird readings.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait a second.
And then your buddy disappears. It's like, what's going on?
That too. So, we'll wait for more information, whether or not we have a new species/alien life form thing going on.
What was the Blob's name?
They haven't named it yet. Oh, the one from college? Stacy. But that's another story. It's 99.7 The Blitz.
Not so breaking news. The news already broke. We're trying to put it back together.
All right, we have a couple delivery stories to tell you about. Deliveries gone wrong. Our first stop is over in Denpasar, Indonesia, where a British man is on trial. Thankfully, not for the death penalty anymore, because Thomas Parker was visiting Bali and arrested on January 21st after police spotted him acting a bit funny as he was picking up a delivery from a moped driver. And as it turns out, that box contained a whole bunch of MDMA, methyldeoxycyde methamphetamine.
Party on.
Basically, the main ingredient in ecstasy is what's going on. It was over a kilogram. It says, is that a comma? Okay, 2.326 pounds. I thought that was a comma. Yeah. 2,326 pounds, and I was like, how is that man lifting that? That makes no sense. But no, over 2 pounds of MDMA. Now, here's the thing. That initial charge was drug trafficking. And in Indonesia, that's death by firing squad.
For real?
Yes.
Wow, they don't put up with drugs, do
No, they do not.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
It's amazing how, we've talked about this before, where people were thrown in jail for an ounce of weed here. Yeah. But when it comes to, trafficking and thing, you can still get time, 10 years, 15 years, whatever the case may be. In other countries, they'll kill you. They don't mess around.
Man.
Now, thankfully, that charge was brought down, and now he's asking for a little leniency because he did not know what was being delivered. However, as police investigated, they found out that the 32-year-old electrician did not order the package. He just said he would pick up the package sent by a drug dealer friend.
Oh, it's like a mule situation then. Like, you're agreeing to pick up a package and deliver it to another person.
Right.
It's a locked up abroad deal.
But you don't know what's in it. But if your friend's a drug dealer, you probably shouldn't accept a package from him in another country.
I bet he'll tell you, I was just going to do one last pickup. This was the last one I was going to do. And I got busted.
But again, you might be right, but he says he doesn't know what was in the package.
No, those prisons are no joke.
Yeah.
No joke. Locked Up Abroad is the freakiest TV show. It's so good.
I mean, if they'll do that, you might rather just take the firing squad, because who knows what it's going to be like.
You like in the prison over there?
Especially if it's for life. Oh. That's your other option?
I don't know. This second story comes out of Utah, where a man, Michael Blair, has been sentenced to serve 6 years in prison for drug offenses because he was arrested with a whole bunch of fentanyl pills, $2,200 in cash, and a loaded firearm. Here's the thing. Michael Blair's defense was that, no, all those fentanyl pills were for me, for my personal use. He had over 3,000 pills on him. The judge, for some reason, didn't believe him.
I can't imagine why.
No, you're not taking 3,000 pills with you. So yes, they were. Not only that, the pills were hidden. When police did the raid, they found the drugs hidden in a bathroom, in a bag, in the wall.
Okay.
If they're for personal use, we all have medicine cabinets or drawers. Every time you need to take your daily medication, if it's fentanyl, which it probably isn't, you're not going to be digging through the walls for your daily drugs.
Have you ever seen anybody who's had a fentanyl addiction?
No.
Dude, it is grim.
I
can't believe you can survive it, but you can.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
Oh.
And how many of those pills would you take? I mean, in a day. I mean, how many? If somebody's doing fentanyl pills, how many do you take a day?
I don't know, because that's all the thing right now is fentanyl kills you. So I have to assume that not many.
If you took two, he's got 5-year supply.
Let's see here. It says he was using 100 pills a day. So basically, ingesting more than 6 pills an hour and had enough to last 33 days.
Oh my gosh, you're dead. There's no way. You can't survive that.
No. Again, that's why the judge didn't buy his story, and he has now been sentenced to 6 years in prison. You can't do that. That is your not so breaking news. Welcome to your Wednesday. It's time for Blitz Therapy, brought to you by Tri-State Men's Health. And this was kind of interesting. We got an email from Melanie who says, I've heard Blitz Therapy before, and I've got one for you. Here's the deal. I met a guy, straight up rom-com type meeting. We were at a coffee shop, doing our morning thing, waiting for our drinks. And I accidentally grabbed this man's drink. So, of course, that turned into a conversation. Felt instant connection. He actually ended up asking for my number, which felt so odd because considering the way people meet, mostly online now, to meet someone in this old-fashioned way seemed kind of odd. He texted me that night. We had a great conversation. He asked me out. We had an amazing first date. Conversation never stopped. There were laughs. We have a lot in common. And this past weekend, we had date number 3. And after the date, and things going so well, nature took its course and things heated up. We were back at his place when his pants finally came off. And then I saw it. He was wearing a thong. I don't know what to do. I was a bit taken aback, but I didn't say anything. Everything is perfect with this guy. But I don't know if this is a normal thing. Was this a one-time thing? How do I approach this question? Or is it even that big of a deal that a man I really like enjoys to wear thongs? Melanie needs a little help. Kelly, are you going to be taken aback if a man drops his pants and there's a thong with just butt cheeks a go-go?
I'm not expecting it. I will tell you that. Not expecting a thong at all. Is it a big deal? I don't know. Is it a big deal? Is it like a turnoff? Is it something that makes you lose respect for him? If so, you've got something to deal with, you've got something to work through here.
Uh-huh.
If not, it's just underwear. Whatever.
It's just underwear.
I don't think it's typical. Maybe I'm mistaken. Is it typical for men to wear thongs? I don't think it is, but the most important thing is you retain some level of respect from your partner. And if you feel like, yeah, I mean, it's just not something I was expecting, but I still respect the guy. Because, I mean, 10 years down the road.
Yeah.
This is a small thing.
It is kind of a
or
small
is
thing.
it? I don't know. I think you have to determine how big of an issue it is. This is what this guy's wearing, thong underwear. It's going to be this way forever, probably. Can you put up with that? When you look at him, all you see are his little butt cheeks hanging out of his thong.
800-821-9970. Give us a call. Ladies especially. Are you going to be completely turned off and taken aback if
I'll tell
your
you,
man's
I
wearing a
wouldn't
thong?
like it. I mean, just to be honest, I'd be like, I don't think this is for me.
Thomas says, as a man, I've never personally worn one, but I know guys who wear them and they say they're comfortable.
They're not comfortable. Let me just tell you, thongs are not comfortable.
I can't imagine them being comfortable.
They're not. They're not. Now, you may be able to get used to them, but to me, it's just an odd feeling. It's not worth it.
Vic, have you ever worn a thong before?
I have not. Once in a while in an NFL football game, guy gets tackled, somebody gets a hold of his pants, they come down a little bit. And I remember that happened when Aaron Rodgers played for the Packers. His pants came down and he was wearing a thong.
No.
Oh, it's talked about all over the place. Yeah,
really?
This was several years ago. Because, he was with the Packers at the time. So I know there are guys who do it. At least I know he does. Did he look good? When she saw him in his thong, did he look good in the thong? I don't know.
Okay.
If he looks good in the thong, maybe you like it. I don't know.
It feels like you're not writing a letter to a radio station if you liked the look.
I guess so, yeah. And obviously it bothered her a little bit. I mean, to each his own. I don't know if if everything else is great, are you really going to let that ruin it?
Right.
6658 says thongs keep the boys nice and cooled off.
Okay.
No, the boys are all tucked up in there. It's the same as underwear. It keeps your butt cheeks nice and cooled off.
Yeah, that's true. But, I mean, you don't have as much, thigh coverage.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can see them being cooler with a thong.
You guys, I swear you have to admit it right now. Have you ever worn one?
I have.
You have?
You've
worn a thong?
Well, let's hear about it.
Oh, well, why?
Oh, not comfortable at all.
Yeah, they're not, are they?
No.
Why did you wear a thong?
Why did I wear a thong? I think it was a bet.
Was it
to
like
wear
a
a thong
mosquito?
for the night.
I feel like
okay.
it's going to be very similar to a jock strap.
I've never worn a jockstrap. But that's weird. Jockstraps kind of cup under the thighs and they've got no butt cheeks.
Right, but they also have more support in the back with this extra straps, whereas the thong just has the one string down the middle in the back.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Okay, listen. Were you a Chippendale, yes or no?
Plead the fifth.
Because there I can see that's normal uniform. You get used to something like that. You're like, hey, I'm not just going to wear it during showtime. I'm going to wear these bad boys under my jeans.
Right. Samantha says he's letting his freak flag fly. I bet 10 years from now she's bragging about how amazing their sex life is. Okay.
Jeff doesn't understand why you want to floss your butt.
Yeah, again, not comfortable. I mean, I've been sitting and stand up and the butt kind of swallows a little piece of boxer and you're like, no, I got to get that out of there. And so it's not comfortable having things in that region. I can't imagine as a female this being your daily attire.
No.
I'm guessing this is a female. Says, I mean, if the pants are off, the thong should follow. No? I wear them every day. They're comfy to me. I don't think I would care all that much.
Okay.
How about this? It's third date. Things are going great. The guy knew he was going to be what he was going to be doing. He knew.
There was a chance.
Okay.
He put a pair of thongs. Is that what you say? No, he put that thong underwear on purpose.
Because
he looks good, I bet. He thinks he looks good.
Okay,
And he's like, man, I cannot wait to take these jeans off and really show this gal what I've got going on.
Because it's a well-known fact that, as a female, if you think something's going down, you'll wear that matching set.
Dude,
you want to look sexy. So
and you're also accentuating what you think is good about yourself. This guy loves his butt cheeks. Loves them.
I mean,
he has done some squats.
That's totally possible.
Yeah.
800-821-9970. 99-700. Would you stay with a man As in, you're getting ready to get down for the first time. Drops his pants, and that thong song is just rocking. Again, is it that big of a deal?
It's not. I would laugh at it. I'd just laugh. I'd be like, oh, hey, nice move. I don't care, but it sounds like she does, so.
There's a little
out.
something in there for sure.
Amanda Moore can't deal with it.
No,
Amanda Moore doesn't think she can do it. No.
All right. What do you think about it? 800-821-9970. It's 99.7 The Blitz. Blitz Therapy brought to you by Tri-State Men's Health. Melanie wrote in saying she met a guy, total rom-com style, at the coffee shop. They exchanged phone numbers. They text. They had a couple of great dates. And date number 3 was last weekend. And they knew what was going down. They got back to his house. He takes his pants off. There's a thong.
Oh, boy.
And Melanie's like, oh, okay.
She's like, wow.
A little tug on the collar there. 800-821-9970. Mike's on the phone. Mike, good morning.
Good morning.
What was your question?
I always wanted to know if it whistled like a blade of grass between your thumbs when you break wind.
When you break wind?
Yeah. Just makes a nice little high-pitched whistle. Yeah, that would be interesting if that happens, for sure. Thanks for the call, Mike. Brittany, good morning.
Good morning.
What was your question?
So I think I don't think it was ever clarified, but was he wearing a man's thong or like a female's thong? Because
they make them just for men?
Yeah.
I
You
didn't
ever
even
seen a Chippendale?
Okay, all right.
Yeah, that's why she asked you if you were a Chippendales.
Okay, so if he takes his pants off and it's got some like pretty little lace.
Yeah, if it's a black lacy thong that clearly has like some sort of Victoria's Secret branding, I'm out.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Conversation completely.
How ugly! I mean, it's naturally ugly already, but how much uglier is a sack through mesh, just all cramped into a thong?
Absolutely, I'm out.
Oh,
Nobody
and
wants to see that.
you know if it's mesh, it's got those stray hairs that are poking through.
Yeah, I don't know though. If he's wearing a thong, he might wax it.
Oh,
Maybe,
that's true,
maybe.
man. But if he doesn't, it's gonna look like it's gonna look like a possum going through
like
chemotherapy.
Down there.
She's got little stray hairs poking through.
You got to really manscape if you're going to wear that.
Yeah, you do.
100%.
Yeah.
A razor, at minimum, some clippers.
Yeah. Oh, it just looks like an 86-year-old man's elbow skin, but it hangs down low, all mushed together. Yeah, you don't want that.
Absolutely.
Brittany, thanks for the call. I appreciate it.
Well, you could thank the guy for letting you know right off the bat what he's into if he's wearing lacy women's underwear.
Maybe he's just that
I'm
confident.
like shaking his hand and saying, have a good life. I'm not it. Doesn't
The
work
lacy
for me,
pair,
but
you're out.
Yeah, I'm out.
The man pair,
I'm out.
you're okay.
No, man pair, I might be out as well. I don't like it. I don't like it.
All right.
I'm sorry for men who do wear thongs. Just, don't tell me about it because I don't want to picture you in a thong. Okay?
Keith says if you let your partner's underpants dictate your feelings toward them, it's you that has the problem, not
Maybe.
them.
I'll own that problem. He may be exactly right. I have a problem with men wearing weird thongs. Thong up the butt. I don't like it.
Kat says, as a female with a flat ass, thongs, not G-strings, are more comfortable because regular underwear gives me a wedgie, so less material that bunches up. Wait, what's the difference between a thong and a G-string?
I
thought they were the
really
same
know.
thing.
Yeah.
They're not?
I don't know. I'm not
I'm
that
not up to
versed
date on
in
my-
it.
yeah.
I just wear regular undies,
Underpants.
dudes.
Let's see. Kat also says, I agree. He gotta love how his booty looks.
Yeah. I think he's proud of it, and maybe it's just a joke. Maybe he'd bust out laughing too. Like he thinks you're game to have just a fun time,
right?
So he's cracking up as well. Then I'm like, okay, all right.
Chris makes a good point. Is it a men's thong or is it a banana hammock?
Oh, okay.
I mean, banana hammocks are a thing.
Yeah,
What's the
for sure.
difference between a men's thong and a banana hammock?
I don't think anything. I think
Yeah.
they're just called banana hammocks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I think there's more. Is there not more in the back than there is with a thong in a banana
With a banana hammock? I don't think so.
I just think you're really focused on the banana. Like they're highlighting the banana part, right? With
True.
the banana hammock.
Yeah, that is
Okay.
true.
Zach says it's going to look like a baby bird sitting in a nest.
Oh, yeah. For sure it will. I just can't imagine that being... I don't know. Not for me.
Well, it was for you at least one time, we found out. Now, Sean wants to know, where did you get your thong? Do you remember?
No, it was probably like a girlfriend's thong. I squeezed into like a girlfriend's thong.
Oh, no.
I can see you doing that.
Yeah.
That checks out.
Yeah.
Just to have fun.
I bet it was at the lake house, and I came running out in a thong.
Yeah, I know there is some kind of a picture of you jumping in midair with that thong on. I know there's a picture of it.
I bet there is. I bet there is. You're probably not wrong there. Well, Melanie, again, I think it's an agreement that it's not that big of a deal, especially if it's a man thong / banana hammock. If it's something a bit more lacy and frilly, then you might want to have a further discussion, for sure.
Chris thinks the thong, the whistle would sound more like dueling banjos on a man.
Oh, yeah, that's probably true too. Yeah, that is absolutely correct. It's Blitz Therapy, 99.7 The Blitz.
I could live at the beach forever, 'cause I get a visual overload. When I see running girls with boobs bouncing up and down together, it's amusing. Oh, I like those thongs. I like the thongs that every warm day brings. I like the thongs that basically are 2 strings. I like the thongs that go right up the behind. I like the thongs, I like the thongs.
And now, all right, I'm listening. 3 things you need to know before you go.
There are a couple of bills in the Ohio legislature that would prohibit law enforcement agencies from requiring officers to meet quotas for writing traffic tickets or making arrests. The FOP is all in favor of the both bills. Lodge 9 President Lieutenant Brian Steele testified in committee yesterday on behalf of 25,000 Ohio law enforcement officers, and he said quotas put way too much pressure on officers to write tickets when a simple warning may be all that's needed. This takes all discretion away from officers, and they don't like it. So neither do the rest of us. There's nothing worse than getting a traffic ticket because of a quota.
Yeah.
I mean, you always suspect it.
But here's the thing. They always say, no, we don't have quotas.
Yeah.
We don't do that.
They've always denied it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, you do.
They do. Now, when you need 2 separate bills in the Ohio legislature to take care of it.
Now, here's what I will say, though, is that quota might be the wrong word, only because statistically, if you're a police officer, we know people are speeding. And if you're not writing tickets to help with the safety on the roads, people speeding, then what are you doing? So it's more, I would take it more as like, we know people are out there speeding, so statistically you should be writing 3 tickets a day or whatever. And if you're not, are you not meeting your quota? Or are you being too lackadaisical with people?
Yeah, are you on TikTok while you're just sitting there
right,
on your cruiser?
Exactly.
All right.
So quota rate to raise money for the city? Maybe, maybe not. But quota to do your job correctly? Possibly.
Well, I've got a little police blotter story for you. I'd love to know what you guys think about this. Police in the Cleveland suburb of Solon were called to the Solon Community Center on a disturbance and ended up arresting a 70-year-old man. Now, witnesses say that this guy was in the cardio exercise area. He was using all the equipment, but he wasn't wiping down when he left. Like he would get off one, leaving a sweaty mess there. So this 18-year-old woman goes, hey, could you please wipe down the equipment after you use it like you're supposed to? That's gym etiquette. Everybody knows that. It's like, hey, do you mind wiping that down, man? This guy becomes irate. He knocks over the equipment and then pushes the woman.
Oh, you can't do that.
No, you can't do that. Called the cops, and the 18-year-old was like, I absolutely want to press charges. This guy is number 1 gross, and he pushed me. So enjoy jail. which is where he was put when he was arrested and charged with assault and disorderly conduct. A teenage girl in Florida is lucky to be alive after she went swimming at Pensacola Beach, got caught in a rip current. Andrew Smith at that very same time was shark fishing by drone. He has a seizure disorder, so he cannot go out in a boat, a kayak. He can't swim because of this disorder. So he uses one of those real fancy fishing drones where it pulls up the bait, it flies it way out for you, drops the bait, and then you have the fishing pole, and then you can catch shark or whatever.
Awesome. So awesome.
Yeah, they're really cool. So anyway, he was using this drone. He was fishing. This girl runs up to him. She's like, "Can you swim? Can you swim? My girlfriend's out there like drowning." And he's like, "I can't swim." But he grabbed a flotation device, hooked it to his drone, and flew it out there and dropped it. She grabbed onto it and was able to hang on until the rescue came. EMS came. They picked her up about 5 minutes later. And this is the reason she survived. She was absolutely exhausted and was able to hang on.
Got caught in a riptide or something.
Yeah.
That's crazy. The drone is strong enough to lift
I know.
a flotation device?
Yeah, so it can. The one I was looking at, which is the one he has, it's called Swell Pro. It's about $2,000.
Yeah.
And it can hold 8 to 9 pounds, I think it said. And so basically EMS was like, "Hey, what is this drone? Because we would like to use this, and we can carry out maybe a life jacket or whatever." So they're kind of looking at maybe purchasing a few of these to help with water rescues there. So pretty cool. And a teenage girl is now alive thanks to this guy.
So for the fishing thing, it's amazing because, it's got a camera. So they attach their bait and their line, and they're letting line out of the reel while this thing's flying way out. And you're watching through the video for schools of bait fish and big fish eating on them, and you just drop your bait right there, and then boom, you're fighting this fish that's way out there.
That's kind of cheating.
It's awesome.
That's kind of
a lot, and they don't always come with cameras. That's an add-on, so you don't have to do it that way.
That's like me just attaching my golf ball to the bottom of a drone, flying it over the hole, getting right there, and going.
Okay, it's a little different.
No, it's not.
Yeah, you're not trying to catch the hole.
Right. I'm trying to earn my way to the hole like you're trying to earn the fish. You can't just spy above.
Well, if you don't have a boat, you need to get your bait way out there where the fish are.
It's lazy and it's cheating.
Oh, my God.
And I disrespect any person that uses a fishing drone.
Okay.
Do you remember, didn't Homer Simpson, drop a toaster in the lake and then all the fish got electrocuted and floated to the top? And he's like, this is a blast.
Do you use one of those things where you look through it and it tells you how far away the hole is?
No, I've got a thing on my phone.
Oh, you just GPS? Is that what it is?
He's just trying to bait you into calling you a cheater.
Yeah, I mean,
but it's not cheating. They use it on the professional tour. Do they use fishing drones on a professional tour?
Not in bass, but I think they are maybe the bank tournaments. I don't know.
No, they don't. No, they don't. There's no way that would be allowed in a professional
Why?
tournament.
I think it's awesome.
All right. Well, what I've learned today is that Vic cheats at fishing.
I don't use that. I don't have that kind of money.
That's right. Yes. Things I've learned today. Absolutely.
All right. Those are your three things.
Happy National Waitstaff Day to all the servers and bartenders out there. Big news for you guys this morning. Breaking news just about 30 minutes ago. But kind of mind blown. In a vote, a unanimous vote, 100-0, all members of the Senate just passed the No Tax on Tips Act. $25,000 federal tax write-off for people who are dependent upon tips. Now, still has to go to the House, but, I mean, a unanimous vote, 100-0.
Look at that.
In today's times.
Look at that.
That's unbelievable.
Are you? Wait, really though? Are you think about it? Are you going to be the one that goes, "Yeah, no"?
Right. I know there's been a lot of talk about the bill it was attached to. I don't know all the specifics.
Wait, is this one completely separate?
I think this is now completely separate, which is why it passed unanimously, as opposed to because I think that was the argument before, like they do with most bills. There was a whole bunch of stuff. The whole big picture thing.
The whole big thing.
Yeah. So now 100-0, the Senate has passed the No Tax on Tips Act.
Look at that.
Which is a new tax deduction of up to $25,000 for tips and, among other things, Again, they would still have to wait on the house. But yeah.
That's pretty good, man.
Pretty good. Especially if, that is your means of making money. You know how to do that. I do love this. National Waitstaff Day. BuzzFeed went on and asked a bunch of questions of servers. I was kind of shocked by some of these answers. They asked servers, have you ever eaten food off of a customer's plate? 1 in 3 servers have eaten food off of a customer's plate.
Like before they gave it to them, kind of thing?
It doesn't say. It just
or you're
says,
grabbing the leftovers.
Right,
when they
exactly.
leave.
You grabbing a couple fries before you throw them away? Or you grabbing a couple fries on the way to take the plate to the table?
Who took a bite out of this burger?
Right.
What?
That'd be a bit weird. Have you ever come into work sick or hungover? How many servers and bartenders, percentage-wise, do you think have come into work sick or hungover?
Oh, at least half.
Even higher than that.
70?
81%
81.
have admitted to doing it. Yep. Have you ever finished a customer's alcoholic drink? 6% said yes.
Only 6?
Yep.
I thought that would have been higher.
That's it. I wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't either.
There's no way. Let's see. Have you ever given someone free food or free drink because you thought they were cute? I know I have before. As a bartender, I definitely have given them free drink.
Okay. Yeah.
For sure.
Gotcha.
30% have said yes.
Okay.
And let's see. Have you ever retaliated against a rude customer? How many, what percentage of people?
This is why you don't send food back.
Can I tell you, I had to send food back this past weekend.
Really?
Yep. It's not a super upscale place on High Street, but it's not a regular kind of nothing. I would say it's a 6 out of 7 out of 10 in terms of if you're looking at like Hyde Park or what's that other Jack Ruby's or what's that steakhouse called? It's not that level.
So 3 to 4 star. Out of 5?
Yeah, somewhere in
3
there.
3 to 4?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. They're a upper end type place. And the food was awful.
Really?
Yeah, I just sent it back.
What'd you order?
Chicken Caesar wrap and like a bang bang shrimp appetizer.
Oh no.
The shrimp was terribly rubbery and the chicken Caesar wrap had like almost no dressing. It was so dry.
Oh.
And they came back and apologized and I guess the manager went and ripped them a new one. Because they were kind of busy.
Yeah.
But they said, even if we're busy, the food quality can't suffer.
Right.
So,
but
a couple bites and we were like, thankfully they took it off the bill. But anyways, thank you again to all the servers and bartenders out there.
So you didn't have them replace it. You just said, no, thank you.
Yeah.
And they took it off the bill.
Yeah, they took it off the bill.
So they couldn't do anything.
Right. Exactly. It's 997 The Blitz.
Now, let's see if we can learn you something. Sit up and pay attention.
Yeah, let's make you a little bit smarter than you were when you woke up this morning. Little tidbits of information you get to take with you throughout the day. Did you know all the millennials and younger generations listen up very, very closely? Because this is why, or one of the reasons why, LeBron is not the GOAT and Michael Jordan is. Michael Jordan didn't lose 3 games in a row with the Chicago Bulls across 8-year stretch.
Wow.
November of 1990 until June of 1998. That includes 626 games, regular seasons, and playoffs. Never lost 3 games in a row.
Wow.
Just another reason.
I mean, I didn't
Jordan's
know
good.
that.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Isn't it?
I always thought he was the GOAT, but now, I mean, is there really even a question?
No, not at all. Especially after the Lakers lost, not even in the semifinals.
That's crazy.
Not even a debate.
Never lost 3 in a row.
Yeah. The first artist to be stripped of a Grammy was... Thick?
I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah.
No idea.
You don't remember Milli Vanilli being stripped of a Grammy?
Oh, yes. Okay, yeah, when you're a fraud and you didn't actually sing the song, then yeah.
Once the news came out that they lip-synced their songs, they were stripped of their best new Grammy win in 1990.
Blame it on the rain.
Yeah, that's true. Ronald McDonald is called Donald McDonald in Japan.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That's not right.
Well, it's because there is no clear R sound in Japanese, so they don't have Ronald McDonald. It's Donald McDonald.
That's right. They don't have Ra.
Yeah.
Ra.
Yep. There were such low expectations for Star Wars that it was only on 42 screens nationwide for its opening weekend.
Yeah.
That's crazy to think.
Yeah, because nobody thought it was going to be anything.
Right.
Everybody thought it was stupid.
A space opera.
I mean, well, not only that, but they were, they made that stuff. Did you ever see how they made that?
Yeah.
With, like cardboard box ships on wires.
Yes.
And how they made, and yet they made
little firecrackers going.
Yeah, and yet they made it look the way they did.
Mm-hmm.
That was incredible.
Yep.
That changed everything. You talk about an important movie.
Oh, for sure.
We were talking about important movies yesterday. That was a very important movie.
Yes. Yeah, if we were to do like Star Wars, or 70s movies.
Yes.
Star Wars
it has
would
to be.
absolutely be on there for sure. And finally, here's a little tidbit of information for you. We all, as in all mammals, have one thing in common, and that is we have about 1 billion heartbeats in our lifetime, regardless of our lifespan. So mammals that live a shorter time, like a dog, has a heart that beats faster than a mammal that lives a longer time, like a whale. So your heart's beating faster, and you're still getting those 1 billion heartbeats in, but you have a shorter lifespan.
Wow.
So yes, all mammals, if you live your lifespan, have about 1 billion heartbeats in you.
So your heartbeat, the rate, determines your lifespan.
Kind of. Yeah, in terms of, yes, because it obviously the smaller you are, the faster your heart usually beats, and the larger you are, the bigger. So, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, I don't know where you're at in your heartbeat calculator, but you're going to reach 1 billion, and that's about it.
So I'm guessing like sharks and crocodiles don't beat very fast.
Don't
they live hundreds of years?
Oh, yeah, I guess some tortoises and crocodiles and stuff too. Yeah, that is true. Yeah. Learning you some stuff on a Wednesday morning, 99.7 The Blitz.
Cool.